Hey everybody, Tom Sparks with Sparks Media Group. In this video we're going to do an iGuide 3D virtual tour of this house. It's roughly 2,000 square feet. We're going to be using our Planix Pro. So the first step I'm going to do is turn it on. Take the lens cover off. Make sure my lens is clear. And it is. I'm going to attach it to the tripod with a 1/4 inch mount. I think it's a 1/4 inch. I'll put a link to the tripod or one similar to it in the description, but this is a ProMaster Specialist, Professional Specialist SP532C. Once we attach the camera, we're going to turn it on, which I've already did. We're going to go to our settings. We're going to connect to the Planix. And there's an app out now for iGuide. I don't use the app, I use the website. 192.168.5.1 is what we're going to put in our browser. I use Safari on here. Now we start at the front door, and I've been doing hundreds of these iGuides. I don't really have a preference on how I rotate the camera. I consider this the front of the camera because it has the screen, and I kind of just tend to put the camera wherever. We got starting up here. We're going to go to project. I'm going to call this Sacramento. Typically, I'll put the address in. North American build standards are typically 6-inch wall thickness, so I'll put that in. Sometimes if the walls look a little thicker or thinner, I'll get out a tape measure and measure, but we're going to go 6-inch wall thickness, and we're going to call this first floor. Again, 6-inch wall thickness, hit create. And now we're ready to go. So I'm going to get out of the shot. Hit the button. It takes the picture. And it's processing. And here you have the picture data and then the scan data. I tend to stay on the scan data view here. So this is an empty house. I tend to just shoot corners of empty houses, maybe the center of the room. Typically 2 or 3 scans per room. Do the center here. There's a lot of ducking and dodging the camera with the Planix Pro. An advantage of the IMS5 is you could stand behind the camera and just rotate it, so you didn't have to go far away. You can do a one-shot mode, and I'll show you that now. If you're outside and you can't hide, or you just don't want to hide inside, what we'll do is we'll do this 1-2 button. I'll stand on this side of the camera. Hit the button, and it'll give me a message that says, please walk around the camera and press the scan button to capture the second image. You might be thinking, well, wow, I'm in the shot right there. I'm going to stand on this side, hit the button. And now all of a sudden it stitches them together and I'm not in the shot. So that's how you would do that. I don't use that mode too often. Okay. Gotta remember I have a camera on my head. Let's go look at, take this off real quick and make sure that I didn't scratch it or anything. Nope, looks good. Forgot I had the camera on my head. I am using the Insta360 X4 to capture this process in 360, and we'll see how it works with this hat attachment. The hat is one I got off of Amazon. I'll try to find the link and put it in the description. Kitchens, I tend to do a few extra scans. The Insta360 X4 is great. I've used it now to document all kinds of camera related activities. I've mounted it to my car. One of these days soon I'll do a fly-through video with it. Great camera. Insta360 sent it to me free of charge in order to put some videos out there. They don't have any say in the videos or any control as to what I talk about. And they're not paying for anything as far as me putting the videos out there. They just sent the camera. So, as you can tell, I put the tripod right at an intersection point where there's a hallway. And I tend to do that with iGuide just so you can have line of sight data as to where you've been versus where you're going. So any intersection points to hallways, doorways, rooms, I'll put the tripod. In bathrooms, I try to, sometimes I'll put them right on the other side of the doorway, but really try to avoid mirrors as much as possible. I tend to do closets towards the end because we're going to hide them from the tour. We want to capture the data for the floor plan, but we want to hide it from the tour. We'll do the garage next. Now with the garage scans, actually there's a door stop here, so we use this door stop. You'll notice that I scan in that hallway with the garage door closed. Now I'm scanning with it open, and that's because I'm going to hide the garage from the 3D tour, but it'll still have data available for the floor plan. I always like to get a close-up of a water heater or anything remarkable in the garage. If this was filled with stuff, maybe we just would do like a couple scans, 2 scans, but this is open, so I'll grab a 3rd scan. We'll do this closet next. Found that. Now before we go upstairs, we want to do a scan at the bottom of the stairs. Now the iGuide drafting team is really good, so they'll be able to handle this transition pretty well, but I still like to give them as much info as possible. So I'm going to make a floor, because this isn't technically the 2nd floor. I'm going to call this landing. They may draft it as a floor, they may not, but I like to provide them the data. So I did a scan at the top here. Now I'm going to do a scan at the bottom of this flight. Make a new floor, call it second floor. Again, I'm getting an intersection point between this walkway and this room. Now if we look here, you'll see that that room was dark, this bathroom. So I'm going to go to scan and delete that last scan and redo it. And actually, I think I was in that shot. Yep. So it captured me. I'm going to delete it. Let's see if third time's a charm. That side of the door. Now this is really good at auto aligning, or if you come from different worlds, auto registering. Occasionally you'll have to do a manual alignment. And again, we're going to do a last scan to show inside the closet that will hide on the final tour. Do the next intersection point. I can feel this 360 camera bouncing around on my head. Curious to see how the stabilization is. As you can tell, I'm doing either side of the doorway. That just provides more data. We can choose to hide some of these scans. We don't have to let them all show. But the advantage of using an iGuide is you can capture space without having as many scan points as maybe another device. We'll grab this closet. Right there. The primary. When we're doing iGuides, we typically don't do the exterior of the house. We had a couple requests for front yard, backyard shots, and we'll do them. To date, I haven't had a client pay for an entire property scan, including the yard, with an iGuide. Sometimes they just want to see visually like what the front of the house looks like on the tour. But because we're doing photos here, we have those to show as well. All right, so we'll do this intersection point. I was trying to look up the iGuide information. iGuide is ANSI Z765 D221 compliant, which to me says that the square footage that it comes back with is highly accurate. It's recognized by Fannie Mae and other entities. So the square footage you get is going to be good for public record, good for appraisals, which some of iGuide's competitors don't meet those specifications for ANSI Z765 D221. So that would be an advantage of using an iGuide over a different system. If you have questions about the square footage or just want a really highly accurate floor plan, this is the way to go. Now these lights were triggered. So we're going to go back and look at the scan data. Just make sure that okay, they were on in that shot. Just like to make sure that the lights are on in all the scans whenever possible. So we pretty much captured the whole house. Might do a little extra scan here in the center of the room. But let me take my hat off and see where we're at. "22 minutes. We just hit 22 minutes, and a lot of that was me setting up the tripod and connecting, but yeah, 2,000 square feet in 22 minutes is not bad at all. Obviously, the square footage will be reflected in the floor plan, and I'll put that in the description, or at least a link to this tour in the description, so you can check out what the final product looks like. But yeah, 22 minutes is not bad for an entire house to capture it. We are done. We've done photos of this house, which will be in the photo gallery on the iGuide. And we've done the 3D virtual tour. Give me some feedback in the comments if you have questions or any type of feedback. I'd love to hear it. If you find this video useful, give it a thumbs up. If you feel it's shareable, feel free to share it. And if you're not subscribed to my channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. It does take some effort to put out these videos, and just trying to spread knowledge to the community. And subscribing helps get views, obviously. If you have questions about scanning or starting a photography business, a scanning business, I am available for paid consultation calls. And I'll put a little ad here in the video, probably right here. Hey everybody, Tom Sparks, Sparks Media Group and Scan Your Space. Over the years, I've had the privilege of collaborating with some of the best professionals in real estate media, including photographers, videographers, and digital twin creators. If you're one of these professionals, or you're looking to take your expertise to the next level, you've come to the right place. Through Sparks Media Group, we deliver top-tier real estate photography, aerial videography, 3D virtual tours, floor plans, virtual staging, and much more, serving realtors across the United States. At Scan Your Space, we specialize in providing photography, aerial photos and video, 3D virtual tours, CAD and BIM files, and much more, using professional tools like mirrorless cameras, Matterport Pro 2 and Pro 3 cameras, and various iGuide cameras, including the Planix Pro. We even have rental options to empower photographers and digital twin creators. With over 30 years of hands-on experience in photography and nearly a decade in real estate media, I've learned what it takes to stand out in this competitive field. Whether you're fine-tuning your skills, scaling your business, or exploring new revenue streams, I'm here to help. I'm now offering personalized one-on-one consultation calls. This is your chance to get tailored advice on camera settings, composition, and workflow optimization, learn insider tips on using Matterport and iGuide tools effectively, explore strategies for building your brand, winning clients, and creating lasting impressions. Or if none of these are what you're looking for, we can simply have an hour-long Q&A where you get to ask me anything related to my businesses, and I'll answer the questions to the best of my ability. The great part about this call is it will be recorded and sent to you afterwards, so you can use it for reference anytime. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, my goal is to empower you with the knowledge and strategies to elevate your craft. To schedule your consultation, simply email me at info@scanyourspace.com. Let's work together to make your vision a reality. I can't wait to help you achieve your goals. See you on the call, and thanks for watching. But yeah, I'm available for paid Zoom consultation calls. And I'd love to hear from you. All right, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching. All right, so we're in front of the computer, and we're going to open the iGuide scan in our Stitch software. So we're going to hit the open button, browse to the folder, hit select folder. The first thing I do is set my initial pano, and that's where we want the tour to start, and I'm going to do it by the front door. Next, we're going to go down the list, and we're going to hide pantries, hide closets, hide garages, and we're doing that by selecting on the pano and right-clicking and doing hide. And we're going to do the same thing on the second floor. And then we're going to hide the panos on the landing. From here, what I do is I hit the save button, and then I'm going to export. So we're going to click on this. It says exterior wall thickness is unusually small, less than 16 centimeters. I'm going to hit ignore, and it's going to process. Alright, exported successfully. Click Create iGuide to automatically create it. I'm going to hit close here. And then I'm going to bring in the iGuide website. We're going to go Create iGuide. We're going to select property industry as real estate transaction. At Sparks Media Group, we always deliver the premium iGuide. Next, we're going to do the address. Hit select. I'll add the agent branding later. I got to create a banner for him. You can either click to select the export file, or we can just open up Explorer. When we hit the export button on Stitch, it created this folder and it put a tar file in here. So we're going to drag that and drop it. It says we did 54 panos. We're going to hit create. It's going to say there's no banner selected, and we're going to select that's okay, I know what I'm doing. And now you can see the processes uploading. As I said, I'll go through, this agent hasn't ordered an iGuide from me before, so I'll go through and create a banner for him. And then that way, when the iGuide is done processing, it'll send me the iGuide report via email, and it will also email the agent. Once the iGuide is done processing, we'll go and add photos to the gallery. And we're going to take the photos that we shot earlier. Once editing is done with those, that's what we'll upload to the gallery. Here it's 100% complete. It says the iGuide was successfully created. You can now proceed to edit it. And I like to just click on my iGuides and see that this is processing, and it is. So now we'll wait for that email.